Alright, what's up guys? Today we got a collab product to review. We got Chaotic Clay. This is a project, I'm just going to read it real quick. We got Chris Young over at Pomade who worked on the scent, White Label Grooming, or Tony Wynn who came up with the formulation, and then it was kind of tweaked by Flagship. And then we got folks at Chaotic Hair, Robert and Cameron, who kind of put this all together. And then lastly we got Brad George from Cub & Co, who essentially came up with the actual labeling and design of the whole product. As of now, I'm pretty out of the loop with Pomade everything. Definitely need to get back on that, but right now it's just rather be checking out products in general, and I don't know, I should probably just jump back on it. But today we're just gonna be doing the usual. We got design of the jar, application process, see how it lasts throughout the day. Today I got a photo shoot to do as well, so be good kind of, I guess, field testing for the Chaotic Clay, just to see how it lasts throughout the day. One caveat is that it's 95 degrees today, so we'll see how it kind of fares against that. But my prediction is with most pomades, it doesn't, because I'll be sweating like a mother. But let's go ahead and take a look at the jar. Taking a look at the jar, we see that it comes in the standard 4-ounce plastic container. It's amber in color, aluminum lid. We've got 4 ounces, 120 grams. Label on top, label around. It essentially just plays off the theme of being chaotic. Just kind of reminds me of like a slasher S, Halloween, or like Freddy Krueger, Jason kind of vibe. For something chaotic, things are neatly laid out. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that would bother me too much. That's about it. A little cool metallic shine to it. But let's go ahead and get to the application process. I forgot to show you guys what's in the jar. So it took me a little bit of time to kind of figure out like how to use this, when to use it. But it's a super thick clay. Like, if you were to push it, you use about, let's say, 12.57 pounds of force to kind of break it. But with this, you can probably just use the back of your nail and scoop it out. It's not going to be a creamy clay, nor is it going to be a very soft clay. We have, I'd say, more along the lines of, what would this be? I'm trying to remember. If you guys are familiar, like the Dax green and gold, it's got like that hardiness to it, so predict a lot of wax in here. We've got a lot of clay in this as well, but just scooping it out, I can feel the moisture in it. So hopefully application process isn't too dry. We have the product listing saying that it's just in general a denser clay product. With denser, I'd say essentially it'd be more waxy, more oily, and then same amount of clay. Spreading around, it breaks down fairly easily. We got pretty dry product, sticky, but not to the point of like a paste itself. So right now we got 1 scoop. I'm gonna be doing 2 scoops just because I did shampoo my hair today. Cool. So right off the bat, you see that it's a fairly strong hold. Give you guys a look this way, as well as this way. Cool. Let's go ahead and top it off with another scoop. So I'm using about this much. I don't know if you guys can see that. Do the YouTube. Ooh. So it's super easy to kind of break down. Very minimal tugging. So it is a pretty moist product. It is definitely dry though. So you gotta take a look. Matte finish. Is that a slight amount of shine? Cool. All right. let's go ahead and for this one, I typically don't like to use combs for clays just because I don't really expect like dry products or clay products to be have very slick properties, but it does say that because it is a denser clay, it allow for that kind of styling. So we got to test it. Sick. Not as many knots today. Cool. So just combing it, it's not going to be a very heavy product in the sense that there's a lot of weight to it to kind of weigh down my hair, but I'd say that's more on the waxy and like clay side where things are just kind of loose. We still get a good amount of oils kind of keeping everything down and kind of stuck together. Let's see. But overall, what it feels like right now is a very dry, not very dry clay, but like a very dry, almost like a very dry, unorthodox water based. As you guys can see, the hair has somewhat of an issue kind of sitting on top of my head. We might have to do another scoop, but the hold is there, the weight isn't. So things will shift out of place fairly easily. But styling it is pretty dope. It's very responsive. So as you guys can see, we get a good amount of volume, a good amount of height. In terms of slickness, we don't get that as much, which is kind of predicted just because it is a clay, and I believe there's gotta be wax in here. Oh, there's wax. So that's essentially what we get from combing it with a comb. Texture is pretty fine, so definitely holds up to what's being advertised. Let's go ahead and do what I usually do for clays. We get the finger comb. I know I say this a lot in a lot of videos, but I do like finger combing just because it provides a more like loose kind of ooh, that's a white hair, a looser kind of look, and with clays it's more suitable that way for me at least. And I usually keep my hair about like 5 to 6 inches long. Having something super slick just feels out of place for a lot of situations that aren't formal. Jeez, good amount of volume still. So combing it, we get nice finger combed lines in terms of texture. It's a very loose hold. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I wish the product was just very slightly heavier just to weigh things down, but as of now it works. We see that we get a good amount of volume, good amount of texture in terms of a very loose texture. A couple strays here and there, no shine. Oh, I totally forgot to comment on the scent. Let me do that right now. It's a very like clean and cologne kind of scent. Just think of a very light cologne. It kind of reminds me of my cologne from, what's it, Hermes. I got that as a gift. It has like that kind of quality to it where it's not very like chemically based. It's just very like, not pungent, but it's just like a dense, strong, but very clean kind of scent. Hard to describe, but you're gonna be expecting more of like a cologne, very light and clean kind of scent. So nothing too overpowering, because if it was, I'd be getting headaches. Tested this for about a week and a half now. Haven't had that issue. So I think we're good to go. I gotta head out anyways, so Cool. I think that's good, right? Let's see. All right. Ooh. Just keep messing with it. Actually, I don't think we need another scoop. I think we're good. Are we good though? Let's see. Huh. Nice. Very nice. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know if you guys usually get this experience, but with me for clays and paste, and sometimes waxes if it's dry enough, I'll get this kind of effect of things getting a lot more wavy, and my hair just feels like it gets a lot stringier, where things are a lot more separated. The product itself is fairly light in the hair. At this point, it just feels like a lot of it has been, one, either like just scraped off my head, two, just all the water evaporated, or three, just the natural tendencies of the ingredients to break down over time. I'd say it held up for a very solid 5 hours. After that, it was just like me restyling it throughout the day. So we can go ahead and do that right now. It's definitely possible. It is clay with like, not matte, a clay with wax and paste kind of like dryness. So still somewhat oily in terms of restyling, but we still get something that's definitely possible. Not as the same capacity as we got in the beginning, but still something manageable that essentially will last you throughout the day. The scent at this point is pretty much gone. It's definitely not going to be it's not going to be a shinier product at the end of the day. We still get a decent amount of, it's pretty much a matte finish, or like close to a natural shine. Texture, we still get a good amount of strays, but overall, chaotic clay is solid. Definitely lives up to what it's advertised to be. I would say, to sum things up, definitely has the characteristics of like a paste and a clay, where it's very light and dry. That kind of connects towards more at the end of the day, once once the product has kind of settled in your hair, and all the water and like whatever ingredients that gets evaporated essentially leaves your hair. That's what you kind of get, or that's what you end up with. Oh, man, I'm just losing my words right now. That's what you kind of end up with. It's just like a very light, fluffy kind of characteristic. Initially, we saw that we get more of like a heavy, kind of waxy kind of property. Still dry, but the weight definitely did help. Throughout the day, things got fluffier, looser. Things kind of fell out of place. That's kind of expected for me. So nothing too surprising, nothing out of the ordinary. Straight out what it's advertised to be. So kudos on that. So next time we got either Dick Johnson's new oil-based grease. It's a little bit of an OG pomade, or we got, I'd say maybe the texture dust. Yeah, I'll say the texture dust, or the Dauntless pomade, or no, the texture dust from Trade Union Supply Co., or the Dauntless original pomade, or what's it called? I don't even know anymore. I'm checked out, tired, but I'll catch you guys next time.